Alright guys, what's going on? I hope you all are doing well. This is your boy Take, back at it again. Happy New Year, happy 2025. Hope you're doing well. It's been a little while. I apologize for that, but hey, I had to doing so many stuff, so I'm back once again. So hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to a new episode. Brand new, no reruns, nothing. Brand new episode of Project Open Mic with your boy Tim. Let me put my lovely mug on the screen. Okay, so how you guys are doing? So hopefully you guys are doing very well. So like I said, I have not done a show in a while because I have been busy. Last December, just work and doing stuff with the church that me and my wife go to, and doing Friendsmas and Christmas and family issues. And then of course in 2025 January I got introduced with the flu, so yeah, it took me a while. So I've been out for a while, so I apologize for that. But again, I want to thank y'all for giving me your time, your ears, your minds to listen to what we're going to talk about this on the show. Again, if you have a show, if you have a spot where you have and you have like a, what do you call it, if you have a description in the bottom, you have a description, you're gonna see a link tree. Of course, with that link tree, you can link to. We are basically playing. This is going. If you wanna listen to watch it live on YouTube, we're on YouTube at projectopenmic.com, as you can see down at the bottom. We are also on Facebook. We're also on YouNow, which is basically Europe. Temporary FM, which is Western Europe. So to all my European people. How y'all? I know it's late night for y'all, early morning, so good morning to y'all. Y'all, Nico is afternoon in Japan, so good afternoon to both again. How y'all doing? Nico, we are on Spotify. We are on Twitch TV as well too. Rumble, you can go check out if you want to check out any past shows that I've done. You can go to rumble.com. Project Open Mics. Again, if you ever see, iHeartRadio, if you see this symbol, you know you're in the right spot. So with that said, I want to talk about let's say 2025, 2024. I'm hoping for a better year. 2024 was a rough year, a really rough year for not only for my family, my wife's family, for us. It's for me and my wife itself. I know for a lot of people as well too. It's rough, and of course it didn't start as much as it did this year, so it kind of sucks, but I get it. But I am hoping and praying for a better year. Now, I am, for anybody who's new to the show, because again, and I know we have a lot of new time people joining the show. Again, remember, you go to youtube.com, Project Open Mic, again, and just subscribe in there. Like, share the comment videos, thumbs up, thumbs down, just comment. You could do that. But if you are a part of the sorry about that. If you are part of the, just double check it to make sure everything's working. But if you're a part of other places, again, we have so many platforms that this show is played on. So I know we don't get a lot of views on YouTube, but again, if you want to check past stuff, or rumble.com, that's another one too. Past contents are on YouTube and rumble.com, so go check it out. We're gonna elevate some for the new year. We're gonna elevate some new stuff. It won't. I don't even start in January. So last year I wanted to do something, and I'm gonna do it this year. I continue it. I never did. I'm gonna do it this year. Every third Thursday, I am gonna do into a topic. And it might not be super political, but it's gonna be onto a topic of just talking about issue, one issue, talking about it. Y'all comment it. I'll read the comments and stuff like that. But we're gonna talk about, let me say, like I said, energy, power, cars, black folks, white folks, something, whatever. But it's gonna be one single topic instead of like how I normally do the show, where it's I'm just hitting you with a bunch of news and giving you, pieces of pieces in that. So I will commit to you guys that I will do that. That's what I'm gonna be doing every third Thursday. I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna be doing this show. Second is I am going to also, and I'm working out this with a fellow friend of the show, Sam. He is a pastor, and I think we need a little spiritual awakening, spirituality on this channel as well too, or in the world itself. So I'm gonna try to set him up to do um, so he can record stuff and whatever. And he's gonna be on the Project Open Mic. He's gonna be mostly on the YouTube and Rumble show platforms. It's not gonna be played to everything else. But if y'all looking for a good word, he's a youth, not a youth pastor. He's a pastor. He's a younger guy than me, but I like the way that he preaches. I like the way he talks, and we have become good friends. And I would love to share his word on with everybody else. We are also gonna do something with so we're gonna work on another channel, which I've been saying a long time ago. For a long time, people were watching the show. We're gonna start, excuse me, working on a show called another channel called T3 Life, where it's not really an in depth into my life, but you're gonna see a lot of stuff that talk about like how to I change oil the cars, do some reviews and certain things. My wife does cook a lot of good stuff, so y'all can learn about doing some cooking, some tech, some all kind of stuff like that. So yeah, so it's gonna be there, and we're gonna set up an Instagram and all the stuff with that, courtesy to Sam's wife. So hopefully all that works out as well too. We're in the talks in that, so we're gonna expand in that situation, and hopefully I could work and finish up the T3.com website. It needs to be, because I do want us to get back into music, so there is music going out there. So just like you be hearing on the Project Open my channel, you be hearing music from friend of the show, Konoshi Pamanito. We're also going to have some music by me as well too on the Project Open my channel. Just some music cut from there. So we're gonna be doing all that. And again, this year is just we're gonna see. I'm gonna call out what it is and go for what it is. Okay. Last 4 years ago, I called out and said what's gonna happen with Biden. So I'm gonna do a show and try to predict. Which again, funny enough, I predicted everything I predicted with Biden happened. But what was gonna be in Trump? So we got to have a conversation on that. We're gonna be talking about relationships and moving forward in certain things. So you're gonna be more straight. There gonna be some straight no chases on the channel. So hope you guys can check that out and jump in. We're gonna be some more straight no chases gonna be added on to that, and a lot of new stuff coming to Project Open Mic. So again, if you're on Spotify, thumbs up, like it, like it, subscribe to Spotify. If you're on iHeartRadio and all that stuff, same thing, subscribe. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, like, do whatever you want. Help us grow more and more. Like I said, I do this for free. I just want to help people to understand what's going on in the world. So tonight, I'm not gonna do a long show, as everybody knows. I'm not gonna do a super long show like I normally do, or 2 hours at least. I'm trying to do this precise, get in there, get out, and we'll work and see what is next week. Because basically where I'm at, there is a snowstorm coming, so we're gonna try to get some stuff straightened out and hope for the best for tomorrow. So yeah. All right. So tonight, as it's in the description is about New Year. Tonight's show is basically New Year, same incompetence, and the only reason I named the show that is because of couple years ago, I think 3 years ago. No, that's 2 years really. Hawaii got caught with a fire. That was crazy. Excuse me. The government did not help them or put out the fire as best as they could. They didn't in on Hawaii. A lot of people have forgotten about that situation now. FEMA has not done as much as they should have done in Hawaii. We are giving billions of dollars. We have given billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine, but you take the money from the citizens and then you give it to Ukraine. I'm not down with that. Last year, we had a horrible hurricane. Hurricane came through, and it was a 1 in 100 year storm that hit up in North Carolina and Georgia and Tennessee and West Virginia. That storm caused mass flooding, mass problems, and wiped out a major highway, which was Interstate 40, and caused landslides. People died, houses were destroyed, and again, FEMA didn't do as good as a job it should be doing, because as you're gonna find out, when we're gonna talk about tonight's show, a lot of blue states and Biden and his incompetence was more focused about diversity and all this stuff. And I've always said, and I'm sorry if you're new to the show, I always say this: I don't give a rat's butt about diversity. I don't care. Diversity of thought is more better than diversity of color and skin. I don't care. I don't care about whatever. I do not care that is irrelevant. I want the best, the smartest, the brightest, the strongest, the most capable person at whatever job it is. Whatever job it is. I do not care on filling up a quota. It never worked. It always failed. Now, after the election of last year, even with all this stuff, of course, the funny part about it is that I'm gonna bring up, I'm gonna bring up over and over again, is so Hawaii, you had this devastating fire, destroyed a lot of stuff, y'all. And for those who are new, I'm a libertarian. I'm not a Republican. I've never been a Republican Party. I don't call out Republicans as much. There are a lot of them that I do not, like I said. There's Mitch McConnell. I think Mitch McConnell is basically a person I don't think I will like. But I always, like I said, I have more problems with Democrats than I have Republicans. Republicans are just weak people who can't, they got a spine and cower every time. And again, they're hypocrites in most cases, in most places. While Democrats are heretics, don't make sense. Logical stuff gets thrown out the window. I just don't understand some of their thinking. Like Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Maxine Waters, all of them, to me, Joe Biden.
You piece of loser.
That's what I think. Again, don't get it wrong. I think that John McCain, George Bush, Mitch McConnell, I also think that they're...
You piece of loser.
That's what I think of them too. So don't get it twisted. Mitt Romney, yeah, I don't like him. I'm not going to be sugarcoat nothing. I don't like him. I don't like the swamp. I'm a libertarian because you're supposed to have firefighters, have police, have an army, take the money, make sure in most places of the cities have clean water, take up the trash, do that. That's like there's few things the government should do, and I let people do that and leave people the hell alone. But we got too much damn busybodies on both sides to want to start stuff. I don't want that. Leave us the hell alone in most cases. I'm not a pure libertarian because I know we're gonna need certain things for the government. I'm not that crazy and I'm not that stupid. We pay enough taxes for this S. So we should get this right now. But the problem I was gonna say that is Hawaii got that. They vote straight blue no matter who. Asheville got almost wiped out. In a state that's mostly is red now, Asheville got voted right out, and nobody came to help them. And they vote blue no matter who. Again, Dearborn, Michigan, they are run by nothing but Democrats. And when that water, not Dearborn, Michigan, I'm sorry, what's the one that got with the water that was poisoning people? There was no Republicans on that. That was mostly Democrats. Flint, Michigan, yeah. And then what happened? They voted the same. They voted blue no matter who. I'm like, people, I'm gonna tell you something right here. If just say if I did, because I don't. I never vote straight ticket, and I never vote the same party. I never vote Democrats all the way. I never voted. I'm a former Democrat. I never voted Republican all the way because of that, or Libertarian. I look at each topic on my voters ballot, look at them, see what they say, and pick and choose. So in the last vote in 2024 we voted, I picked some Libertarians, I picked some Republicans, and I picked some Democrats. God forbid that I read the prompts and figure out what the heck's going on. I voted against, and I voted against all taxes. That's the only stance I say. Vote against all taxes because government have enough money from us. They get trillions of dollars, and it wastes $1 trillion plus when they get $1 trillion from us. So I have a problem with that. But even if I voted all Republicans all the time, I'm just saying, and I'm like, wait, water's getting crappy. They don't take care of it. I will vote Democrat the next time. I won't vote Republican if I see that the government in my local area is doing Esley. But for some reason, that tribe of red and blue is too intransit in some people's head, including the black people, because again, 94% of 94. No, it was not 93% of black women voted for Kamala Harris. Now, thank God my wife is a part of the 7% that says no, and hell no. And I'm a part of the people, I'm a part of the 80-something black men that, 23% of black men voted for, did not vote for Kamala Harris. And I'm one of them. Proud to stand, whatever. Again, for those who don't know, that lady, and it's funny enough, this is kind of going full circle, because a ever-certain person, gang member who Kamala Harris freed multiple times, and is in jail for life now after he killed my friend's husband and 2 kids, and her husband, which was black, he was a black guy, he was a firefighter. So he was a firefighter, could be helping the fires and all that stuff. But nope, life got taken away plus his kids because of what Kamala Harris did. And I showed and one thing people need to understand, when I talk my stuff, that sound right there, I show my receipts. Go to the past shows, I show how she detained a woman. She kind of also made a black woman who make her daughter get a stroke, so she's like partially paralyzed. Like, Kamala Harris was a bad person. But the one thing about it, I'll say, the 2 things that I didn't vote for, that's one. The other part was, she got $2.5 billion and still lost and wasted the money and still owe $20 million. And I'm going to do that show from her own DNC money person. As that lady talked about how much money got put in there, and she can't believe that Kamala Harris's team cannot pay for this, and that, and this. And my point of saying that is, you wanted that woman who couldn't pay nothing, who can't pay her own bills, run the government?
What? What the fuck?
No, I won't. No, I won't. No. So again, we're going down to California, Los Angeles. Basically, Sodom and Gomorrah, in my opinion. Hollywood and everything. And look what's going on now. Y'all houses destroyed. I've been talking about this on my show too for years. They stopped making reservoirs, which is stupid. When you want illegals to come in, but you don't want to get reservoirs so people got water. But you tax the people if they spend more than 55 gallons of water in their house a day. What bull crap is that? What nonsense is that? Then you tell people, oh, get electric vehicles. Now when they get enough electric vehicles, then you want to tax them extra because you're losing money from the gas revenue tax.
No, son of a bitch!
Y'all, I don't get California. I don't got a lot of Democrats. Not all Democrats, but most Democrats. I don't get why you guys like to get taxed for stupid stuff. It's like a stupid tax. I don't get it. It puzzles me. It's like right now in one of my hometowns of the Virgin Islands. I was not born there, but I was raised there in the later half of my youth years, my teenage years. Right now, they're going to get rate. The commissioner and the government is going to get money, while people who didn't get tax refunds are still not getting their money. The hospitals in crap. The roads are crappy. The list goes on and on and on. But the people are going to vote blue no matter who. One of the persons who said in a post on Facebook that I said is a classmate of mine. She's going to run for governor. If I was on the island, I would not vote for her, but just because we went to school doesn't mean that I agree with everything you say. And I don't agree with a lot of stuff she said, because she said a lot of crap. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not there, so that don't affect my politics. It affects my mom. It kind of sucks that, you pay enough taxes, you get a refund, and the government cannot pay you your refund. Not that you ain't gonna get it. You can't pay your refund. There are people who got 2-3 years of refund in Virgin Islands because the government can't pay them back. But we could raise your pay. We could raise your pay.
Motherfucker. That don't even make no goddamn sense.
It doesn't. But that's what's going on. So, with that said, but again, y'all vote blue no matter who. I'll vote red until you're dead. I don't know. I'll rhyme something like that there. I vote on what you gonna offer and what you gonna do. If you gonna mostly leave me the hell alone, you mostly got my vote most of the time. But I'm just saying, it's just people do not read. We are sheeps. That's why I have the phrase, people are stupid, individuals are smart. People are stupid. People are stupid always. They do stupid things. It's crazy. And I might gotta add, thanks to persons of the show Trip, I might gotta add something to it, to the situation. I want to try to add some new clips for those who are new to the show. Add some new clips and everything to what's going on. But it puzzles me. It literally puzzles me how people will mess up and vote this no matter what. Shout out to friend of the show at Mr. Aniston, and I might have him on the show because he lives in LA to do a quick little video, a little report on what's going on. As he's basically commenting, people are worried about bad air in LA, yet it's always been bad since the 1930s. Yeah, it looks really bad. $500 million for Ukraine and nothing for the U.S. citizens. He's correct. He's 100% correct. So let's talk about, like I said, L.A. Let's talk about Sodom and Gomorrah in my listing, and we go to that spot. It puzzles me. It literally does puzzle me. So,
It wasn't even that long ago. San Diego was in. Los Angeles is ablaze. Hollywood is ignited. Heck, it wasn't even that long ago. San Diego was in fuego. But either way, within a scant few hours, the scouring of Pacific Palisades was already poised to overtake the 2003 conflagration by a mile. Who knew the state that took over a month to count the presidential votes might be caught flat-footed by a fire? In the plus column, though, Governor Gavin Newsom plays a mean fiddle. Folks, there's posing atop corpses, as with the aftermath of every mass shooting of the past 20 years.
yep.
And then there's this.
I hate to even ask this question, but the president-elect chose to attack you, blame you for this.
It's one can't
It is his fault.
respond to it. I mean, it's people are literally fleeing. People have lost their lives. Kids lost their schools. Families completely torn asunder. Churches burned down. This guy wanted to politicize it.
Don't hit me with the churches, Gavin Newsom, because you wanted to shut down churches through your scandemic. You didn't give a dang about the churches. Don't even come with that, you lying, you
piece of loser.
I have a lot of thoughts, and I know what I want to say. I won't. I stood next to a president of the United States of America today, and I was proud to be with Joe Biden.
yeah, who's also a
You piece of loser.
Gosh, if we could wring out those crocodile tears, we could have this thing contain Toot Sweet, because we're certainly not going to be able to do it with water, since the fire hydrants evidently have none.
What is the situation with the water? Obviously, in Palisades, ran out last night in the hydrants. I was talking to the firefighter on this block. They left because there was no water in the hydrant here.
The local folks are trying to figure that out.
See
that shit? That's what I'm talking about. Oh, you want to stand grandiose with pumping on your chest? I could do stuff, but then when it comes to which is your fault, because you rerouted the water away from the part and made it drought in California, you piece of ass loser. Oh, well, that's the locals' problems. Son of a gun, you have the pen. You signed the damn thing to route the water away from the people. Ain't you and Jerry Brown? And that's the part that kind of like gets to me. How these guys are pieces of crap. Seriously.
Local people will figure it all out. Families can fight their own fires. Maybe Hobo Jim can fentanyl shuffle off to the beach to bail out your bungalow one bucket of seawater at a time. But one thing we know for a mortal certainty, it won't be ciphered out by the mayor of L.A., who long after the earliest embers that engulfed all of Pacific Palisades in an inferno was just a bit busy flying to Africa.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, madam?
That's a question. The first one, no. I get that. She can't answer that. And she's a piece of crap person, too, because she don't give a dang about the diversity and all that stuff. And, of course, we cut the crime, except for when people, crime went against her, when that black dude and that other black dude had came into her house when she was a mayor and whatever. Yeah, what happened? Oh, you arrest them, but when other crime happened to other black people, you don't give a damn. So, first question, nah, stupid answer, I want to answer it. This one right here, yeah, you cut the budget.
Mayor,
Yeah, you
have
can't
you
answer
nothing
it.
to say today?
Of course she ain't got nothing to say, because she's a
Have you
clown.
absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today?
No, because she's a clown.
Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you?
Elon Musk is 100% correct. She is incompetent, because all she care about is diversity crap. We elect you to govern, not do dumb crap.
Considering your position?
Nope. No, she won't answer that.
Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster?
No, she ain't got nothing to say. Because she got caught in the act.
Madam Mayor, let me ask you just again.
She got caught in the act because she went to Ghana for the first female president in Ghana. Yippee, happy for them. Hoping everything works out well for you, Ghana. I ain't gonna do ill will. I want preference for all countries. But that should not be something the freaking mayor of LA should have been going for. Like, no, when you got this to do. Priorities, people, priorities.
Have you anything to say to the citizens today as you
No, she
return?
don't.
Ma'am, hold on 1 second.
Madam Mayor, just a few words for the citizens today as you return.
No, she ain't gonna answer.
Deal with the catastrophe.
No, she ain't gonna do that.
The purpose? To show solidarity with the first female president of Ghana. That's right, Cali Cucks. While your houses were still smoldering, Mayor Muff decided to virtue signal about slatch politics. Now, in her defense, given Ghana's political history, the new president has maybe a month before being kidnapped and killed in a communist coup. So sometimes you got to get that autograph in while the body's above room temperature. Hey, maybe after her head's been located, you can sell the autograph on eBay and buy a new H in the Hollywood sign. It'd be the first H sold in Hollywood that didn't end in Philip Seymour Hoffman's death. And while the title to this video is indeed a reference to the Public Enemy song of the same name, I might have just as well used 911 is a joke, as throughout the disaster, for all their copious public works expenditures and taxing LA citizens through the nose, up the brain, and out through the top of the skull, public safety systems as basic as running water for fire hydrants collapsed like Nancy Pelosi without a walker almost immediately, meaning entire city streets, sweeping suburbs, and finally the iconic Hollywood Hills were outright immolated, despite having plenty of time to have prevented precisely that result. If only firefighters had access to H2O. I'd say we've witnessed the destruction of iconic locations, but the sobering fact is the vast plurality of LA landmarks were already bulldozed to build up big lots. It's easily the most depressing fact about contemporary Los Angeles. Whenever I occasion to watch a little 40s film noir, which is frequently, I simply stagger at the stunning locations featured in each and every film, and yet as I research said location online, it's a near certainty said building was replaced with a theme park or a hobo camp at some indeterminate point in the 1990s. If you want culture, eat some cottage cheese. If you want rent that's higher than Snoop Dogg and a standard of living lower than Biden's nuts, run, don't walk to Los Angeles. Not to save time, but because otherwise you'll be shot. And as we all subliminally applauded the hellscape that was Hollywood, the pseudo-conciliatory, but actually asshats inevitably chimed in with their white bread apologia. Oh, you oughtn't to delight in their dismay. It's time for red staters celebrating the destruction to look in the mirror. Even the film industry isn't inherently the problem. There's nothing inherently wrong with the filmic medium. Actually, I'd say it's more of a problem with the medium well. And I'll just be direct as a laser missile here, folks. And you asshats can feel free to dislike the video at whim.
Same thing here. You could dislike it at whim because I do not care. Because again, there's nothing I hate more than government. I don't care who. Government has done so much horrible stuff. Like I said, I've told people before this. Who causes a famine? Mother Nature causes droughts. Famines are created by government. Who causes a food desert? People and government. They work head to head together. When I mean people, I'm talking about people who do crime and don't protect the stores, and then the government be like, oh, well, we need to put a store here. We don't need to put a store here because of all this and all that. You don't arrest the people for the crime. That's why a lot of these stores leave the cities. Because they're getting robbed left and right, and how they're supposed to make a profit to stay there. So stupid.
The only people who need to take a long look in the mirror right now are Californians themselves. Not the mayor, not the governor, not the damn dog catcher. These people were elected, re-elected, and even saved from recall as recently as 2021 to do exactly this. When Gavin Newsom was plucked from the slavering maw of unemployment in 2021, he already had over 100 active lawsuits against the Trump administration, including to uphold the environmental regulations that led to the lack of water to fight this fire. It was easier for you lead paint pound and Uber imbeciles to entertain the fiction that Larry Elder was the black face of white supremacy than to confront the consequences.
This is what I'm talking about. Larry Elder is the black face of white supremacy. You've been warned. Y'all, oh my God. Y'all deserve to get what you get. Sodom and Gomorrah. Whatever it says. That's what you get.
Of your own clannish idiocy. And before anyone claps back with, what about the conservative Californians? First off, try looking up the numbers. Pacific Palisades is in or around 80% died in the dog shit Democrats.
Yep.
And as for the remaining 20%, what about them? The founding fathers, who many of you purport to enshrine and eagerly invoke when arguing for constitutional protections for your firearms and First Amendment rights, both of which are openly curtailed in Cominternfornia, by the way, tended to ignore one of the most consistently espoused values of SAME, the concept of voting with your feet. The founders were no utopians, people. They were a rabble of realists, all too aware that no one state would be a one-size-fits-all endeavor.
Exactly.
And as such, every founder from Jefferson in his earliest screeds against Great Britain to even later political figures such as Frederick Douglass in his address on composite nationality all extolled the need for the citizenry to move to a more agreeable political climb, leaving the corrupt to collapse upon themselves. If you concede the corruption of the California regime and you have yet to relocate, you, my friend, are in dereliction of your civic duty as defined by the founders, and no complaint you deign to voicen will be or should be perceived as valid. It's a bitter bitch to swallow, but medicine often is. This is the net result of appalling urban planning projects, internecine authoritarianism, and uninterrupted one-party rule. This was utterly preventable. California repeatedly elected not to prevent it. No one had to consult a Ouija board or commune with any long-dead ancestors to predict this eventuality. This was so appallingly obvious, Trump predicted it in a half-dozen campaign appearances, and even on the Rogan podcast, a podcast, I would remind you, whose own host has been warning of this issue if environmental regulations are not brought down to some semblance of sanity.
They said, we have no water. I said, do you have a drought? No, we don't have a drought. I said, why don't you have no water? Because the water isn't allowed to flow down. It's got a natural flow from Canada all the way up north. Water, more water than they could ever use. The head of Austria tells me, you know, we have trees that are much more flammable than what you have in California. We never have forest fires because they maintain their forests. And you have all that water that could be used. They're not allowed to rake their forests because you're not allowed to touch it. And all they have to do is clean their forest, meaning rake it up. And they don't want to clean up their forest because they have environmental problems in cleaning it up. It should be the opposite, because you're going to lose your forest. You're losing them. But it's costing our country hundreds of billions of dollars because of incompetence in California. So the people, I'm speaking now for the people of California, they don't want to see this happen. They're getting destroyed. One thing I'm going to do for California, vote for me, California. I'm going to give you safety. I'm going to give you a great border. And I'm going to give you more water than almost anybody has.
California's response was to sue Trump even harder. Over the course of his first term, the state of California sued Donald Trump on average once every 12 days. By 2021, the year California decided to save Newsom's job and double down on Democratic unilateralism, the bill for those lawsuits already accumulated to over $41 million. You voted for more of it. So sit back, take a deep brimstone-bereathed breath, and bask in the fruits of your fecklessness. This is the net result of electing a governor more concerned with his quaff than his constituents, a mayor enamored with abortion on account of her administration already is one, and a diversity-hire lesbian fire chief who's less LGBTQ than LGBBQ. I'm Razor Fist. Godspeed.
That's so true. That's
now,
true.
wait a minute. If Hollywood's full of Jews and Hollywood's on...
Yeah, well, we're not going to go there with you, Razor Fist. I got you. But yeah. Let's just... I just want to just... And I'm going to keep on going.
LA continue to spread and obviously are still dominating the news. A problem, like all problems, that has been exacerbated exponentially by Democrat incompetence. The mayor of LA recently cut the fire department budget by over $17 million. This when most people in Southern California can't even get fire insurance for their homes. The insurance companies just refuse to cover that hazard because the homes are so expensive in Southern California.
Yep.
When something like this happens, then they can go bankrupt. And so instead of trying to prevent this situation from happening and trying to save lives and save people property and their businesses and possessions, the mayor just decided to cut the fire department budget.
Yep.
This is going to hang over Governor Gavin Newsom's head when he runs for president in 2028.
I think this is it. I don't think he could be. Of course, Democrats will vote for the moron, but vote for somebody else than this piece of ass loser. Put somebody else that's worthy in there. Because again, are we surprised that Kamala Harris loses Donald Trump? To me, not really. Because again, when she ran to become president in 2020, nobody, including you black women, none of y'all voted for the chick. But now y'all voted for her because of what? Get out of here with that nonsense.
Because now the entire country knows that he is completely incompetent and can't manage California, so why should we allow him to manage the entire country? Donald Trump told him to his face a few years ago, I think this was from 2018, what he needs to do in order to dramatically minimize these kinds of hazards from happening, but obviously his recommendations fell on deaf ears.
Not really.
Take care of the
It's not that. He just don't care. It's funny enough, take care of the forest, which is you would think that'll be up their liberal mindset. Take care of the forest. Oh, let's do it liberally. We want to take care of the forest, make sure the forest is there, blah, blah, blah. Nope.
floors. You know, the floors of the forests, very important. You look at other countries where they do it differently, and it's a whole different story.
Yep.
I was with the president of Finland, and he said, we have a much different, we're a forest nation. He called it a forest nation. And they spend a lot of time on raking and cleaning and doing things, and they don't have any problem. And when it is, it's a very small problem.
Which is true. Which is true. And I'm gonna, I only want to do it because I'm trying to skip for time, because I don't want to be up here for that.
Council in Los Angeles is very proud that recently they appointed the first female and lesbian double diversity as the fire chief, who then made it her top priority not to try to prevent disasters like this from happening, but to increase diversity in the department.
I'm super inspired.
She took time out of her already busy schedule to tell us about her vision for the department's future.
To prevent disasters from happening, because California is known for its fires, and insurance companies are pulling out so people can't even get insurance.
One that includes a 3-year strategic plan to increase diversity.
People ask me, well, what number are you looking for? I say, I'm not looking for a number. It's never enough.
Out of 3,300 city firefighters, only 115 are women right now. She's already looking at ways to change that.
I'm sorry, but that's probably 115 too many. Here's what a major Los Angeles real estate developer and former mayoral candidate had to say about the situation.
Former LA mayoral candidate and real estate developer Rick Caruso criticizing the city's response to the windstorm and fires. He says officials should have been more prepared.
Yeah.
The real issue to me is twofold. We've had decades to go remove the brush in these hills that spread so quickly. And the second is, you got to have water, and my understanding is the reservoir was not refilled in time and in a timely manner to keep the hydrants going. So that's a failure, whether on DWP's part or another city agency. But this is basic stuff.
Basic.
This isn't high science here.
Yes, basic stuff that Donald Trump warned Gavin Newsom to his face about a few years ago. And again, back in October on the Joe Rogan podcast.
They said, we have no water. I said, do you have a drought? No, we don't have a drought. I said, why don't you have no water? Because the water isn't allowed to flow down. It's got a natural flow from Canada all the way up north of water, more water than they could ever use. And in order to protect a tiny little fish, the water up north gets routed into the Pacific Ocean. Millions and millions of gallons of water gets poured. I could have water for all of that land. Water for your forests. You know, your forests are dry as a bone.
Yeah.
Okay?
Dangerous.
That water could be routed. You know, you could have everything. Oh, not only dangerous, billions of dollars a year they spend on forest fires.
But hey, who cares if you don't have any water in your fire hydrants throughout your city when you have DEI, Democrats enrolling idiots in the fire department.
We are hosting our new employee orientation, and our focus is to teach our new employees for them to understand cultural competency, identify implicit and unconscious bias, and be aware of the importance of us having a diverse and inclusive workforce.
Allow yourself to slowly get, you're freaking crazy!
What about the importance of having water in the fire
hydrants?
Exactly. I hate to even ask this question, but the president-elect chose to attack you, blame you for this.
One can't even respond to it.
About how he...
I'm not going to...
No apology for them?
No, full apology for
Here's
him.
comedian Adam Carolla testifying in front of Congress.
This is what DEI does.
2017, about how he tried to be a firefighter many years ago in L.A., but was turned down because there were just too many white people in the department.
Geez, I want to talk about my white privilege so badly. I graduated North Hollywood High with a 1.7 GPA. I could not find a job. I walked to a fire station in North Hollywood. I was 19. I was living in the garage of my family home. My mom was on welfare and food stamps, and I said, can I get a job as a fireman? And they said, no, because you're not black, Hispanic, or a woman. We'll see in about 7 years. And I went to a construction site and dug ditches and picked up garbage for the next 7 years. I got a letter in the mail sent to my father's house saying, your time has come to do the written exam for the LA Fire Department. I took it, and I was standing in line, and I had a young woman of color standing behind me in line, and I said, just out of curiosity, when did you sign up to become a fireman? Because I did it, or a person, 7 years ago, and she said, Wednesday. That is an example of my white privilege.
So there was literally a 7-year waiting list because there were just too many white men who were trying to become firefighters in LA. But thankfully, Joe Biden has less than 2 weeks left to continue to embarrass us as a nation. Here he is at a press conference yesterday in California with Governor Newsom, pretending to know what it is that's happening, and then he says this.
But the good news is, I'm a great-grandfather as of today. I was granddaughter.
You serious?
Read the effing room, you old bat. People houses, like when I first heard it, I was like, F you. Seriously, F you old fidgety old man. I don't give a dang about you and your crooked son and family, whatever. People's houses are gone. Their livelihoods are gone. You didn't help people in Hawaii. You didn't help a lot of people in North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, West Virginia, and Tennessee. And you with this, I've been a I'm gonna read the room. Nobody gives a damn about your damn great-granddaughter. Right? You already stole billions of dollars from us to give to your family and to give to all your cronies. That's why, for some reason, I was like, wait a minute, hold up. Why this man pardon George Soros? Wait, why is George Soros not a partner? He's a billionaire that's been destroying America inside all the time. Why did you pardon him? You pardon your son, which I know you're gonna do, and I think, and we know you wasn't gonna be above that, lying piece of crap. But then you pardon George Soros? You pardon Fauci, who destroyed a lot of people's livelihoods as well too? Man, worst president of my lifetime. And I will talk about it in the show. But he's the worst president of my lifetime. I never had a worse president than this man. I can call out Bush for a lot of the dumb stuff that Bush did. And I can call out Biden for a lot of stuff. Hell, I can call out Trump for some of the stuff that he did that I disagree with. But by far none. This man is way up here compared to any other president I have that was just a piece of crap. This is the definition of a...
You piece of loser.
10 pound, 4 ounce baby girl, or baby boy. So,
baby girl, baby boy. Don't even know what it is. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
I think I remember this day for a lot of wrong reasons.
Yes, we're going to remember the day for a lot of wrong reasons because you are a piece of crap. And do something. You ain't get. People do not vote for this piece of crap when you run for president, please. understand that he will do the same thing to the country as he did for California?
Anyway.
Okay, congratulations, sir, but this is not the time nor the place.
Exactly.
Look at Gavin Newsom even looking at him like, dude, what the hell are you talking about, man? But even in a terrible situation like this, I will do my best to try to bring...
Yeah, I don't want to play this. I know what it is, but it is Sodom and Gomorrah, though. That's what it is. That's what he was talking about, and it changed it. But he's correct.
Well, you may be onto something. There's an old story in the Bible about some twin cities called Sodom and Gomorrah that many people have forgotten all about.
And they ain't gonna forget about that. All right. I'm gonna hammer this. Like I said, this is incompetence. This is the definition of incompetence. We pay billions, trillions, trillions of dollars to these butt munches, and this is what they do. Ass wipes. And this is what they do.
California program aims to change that. Great, and how did that work out for you?
The whole entire hills are on fire.
Oh, there goes the structure. Oh, look at it collapse. There it goes.
Oh my God. We're out of the way.
Hell.
Mandatory evacuation orders are now in place.
Feels like a scene that you would see in a movie.
Oh, you're telling me this crack leadership team at the Los Angeles Fire Department dropped the ball? Surely not. You're telling me the LA fire chief should have focused more on preventing fires than her commitment to gay pride?
Exactly.
Its leadership has since changed.
Surely not. You're telling me the campaign to hire fewer white men, more women, and more rainbow people?
She took time out of her already busy schedule to tell us about her vision for the department's future, one that includes a 3-year strategic plan to increase diversity.
People ask me, well, what number are you looking for? So I'm not looking for a number. It's never enough.
Out of 3,300 city firefighters, only 115 are women right now. She's already looking at ways to change that.
Wasn't as important as making sure firefighters had enough water to put out fires. Surely not. According to the LAFD chief, there aren't enough firefighters. Who could have seen that coming?
113 LA city firefighters have been suspended without pay for defying the city's vaccine mandate.
The vast majority of fire hydrants don't even have a full water supply.
And I asked the captain, out of every 10 hydrants you attach to today, on average, how many are you getting full water from? He says little to none.
They're literally having to use traffic cones dunked in puddles. But it's just a conspiracy theory that there's no water.
No firefighters have told us that they are running out of water.
Same news.
But the same news company
station literally seconds later.
Well, firefighters have told me they have no water.
LA County, 72 genders, 0 operational fire hydrants. And why?
Exactly.
Well, partly because they imposed environmental mandates that diverted water in order to protect a 3-inch fish.
Because I've been trying to get Gavin Newsom to allow water to come. You'd have tremendous water up there. They send it out to the Pacific because they're trying to protect a tiny little fish, which is in other areas, by the way, called a smelt. And for the sake of a smelt, they have no water.
Yes, your home may have been totally consumed by raging flames. Your pets may have suffered agonizing deaths. Your life may never be the same again. But hey, at least we saved the smelt fish. Totally worth it, right? After all, no one could have predicted this anyway.
I talked to a fireman once. This is one of the reasons that freaked me out. And he was telling me, he goes, dude, one day, he goes, it's just going to be the right wind, and fire's going to start in the right place, and it's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean, and there's not a fucking thing we can do about it. I go, really? He goes, yeah, we just get lucky. He goes, we get lucky with the wind. He goes, but if the wind hits the wrong way, it's just going to burn straight through LA, and there's not going to be a thing we can do about it.
Trump called it in 2018 and got mocked. But don't believe the firefighters when they're literally telling you there's no water to put out the fires. Don't believe those who claim DEI played a role. And don't believe anyone who's trying to politicize this by accurately blaming the people who were responsible for it. Far easier to just blame it all on global warming.
There are a lot of other issues, climate change.
Then absolutely no one in any position of power will have to take any responsibility whatsoever. The lack of accountability is truly shocking. But how is the media covering this? Thanks to Ground News, the sponsor of today's video, which you can check out at ground.news/PJ.
Which I'm a fan of Ground News. Again, I don't have no sponsors like these guys, but Ground News is a good place to get good news. It seriously is. Check them out.
Or scan the QR code on the screen. I can instantly access every story on it and compare coverage. Interesting how the issue of the water tanks running dry is largely being ignored by left-wing sources, with only 6 out of 46 sources that lean left reporting on what should be a massive scandal. Also note how the New York Post blames Governor Gavin Newsom, while the left-wing Huffington Post tries to avoid pinning blame on public officials. Ground News helps me track all this and shines a spotlight on misleading narratives. You can check this out for yourself at ground.news/PJW. Support their mission to hold the media accountable at ground.news/PJW. I mean, yeah, parts of LA may now look like scenes from an apocalyptic disaster movie.
Yep.
Okay, I guess let's park along this street, yeah? And then, Dave, if you can, just look at us and try to set up a signal.
But hey, at least as you desperately try to rescue charred photographs of loved ones from the remains of your home, you can peer out through the billowing smoke and ashes of your memories, safe in the knowledge that LA County has a diverse and inclusive workforce.
We are hosting our new employee orientation, and our focus is to teach our new employees for them to understand cultural competency, identify implicit and unconscious bias, and be aware of the importance of us having a diverse and inclusive workforce.
This utter clown, Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, cuts $20 million in funding for the firefighters, is pissing around in Africa on vacation as LA burns. In April 2021, Governor Gavin Newsom championed how wildfire response would be so much better under the Biden administration.
Support the Biden.
NANI? You can't make this shit up. So you telling me he thought it would be... I know Hawaii got something to say to you, Gavin Newsom. LA have something to say to you, Gavin Newsom, about this whole thing, but whatever.
An administration with resources, not just rhetoric, to help this collective cause. It's a different paradigm. It's a different framework.
Then had the nerve, after he ensured that all the water got dumped in the Pacific, to accuse Trump of politicizing it for criticizing one of the very policies that exacerbated the fires.
President-elect chose to... In order to protect a tiny little fish, the water up north gets routed.
Destroyed. Got notifications.
We got notification yesterday their home was probably burned down.
Wow, I'm sure a lame text message from the government was of great comfort.
I'm going to break down again. That's what I feel. It's my whole life.
Everything was in there. So lost everything.
But it's not.
Which is sad. It's just sad, and I want to play one more thing before I call it a night, guys. But yeah, that is sad. Here's another thing. I want to show you this. This is how. This is what again when incompetence and meets reality, it creates stupidity, and this right here is what we call stupidity. Excuse me. You didn't have the fire. You didn't have water. Look, this is people. These are firefighters trying to. Look at this S.
They're using women's purses to put out the fire. Okay, they are taking water. I don't know.
Firefighters are using a woman's purse to take what the
from a bucket. Is like or from the truck. They're taking water from there
in the helmet
and using women's purses to put out the fire. Now, why they're doing that way? Probably because they don't have any water. Because normally you would just jack up to a fire hydrant.
You're telling me that they don't have buckets on a daggone truck?
Okay, and spray the water. But if there's no water in the fire hydrants, what are you gonna do? So at the end right there, they're trying to get a hose. They're trying to get a hose hooked up to a hydrant, but obviously it's not enough water. And then here's another video, if they'll play it. They have traffic cones. So you see him dipping a traffic cone into a puddle of water to try and put out some of the hot spots, some of where the cinders have gone to prevent the fire from spreading. But is that how we're going to contain the fire? Is that a thing that really makes a lot of sense? I don't think so. But what else are you going to do when there's no water? That's the bigger problem here. Now, to speak about that issue with the hydrants with no water, here is a fire captain talking about it.
We saw an apartment building engulfed in flames. I saw the fire engine pull up this afternoon. A fire captain have one of his firefighters attach a hose to a hydrant, and that hose didn't fill up, Alex. And I asked the captain, out of every 10 hydrants you attach to today, on average, how many are you getting full water from? He says little to none. And it was at that point that really the whole crew stopped, looked up at this apartment building, and they realized there was nothing they could do except we saw.
There you go. There you go. That's the incompetence we have of it. That's the incompetence of the government. That's why people are like, oh, we trust the government. I ain't trust none of you sons of guns. I don't trust none of them. Don't trust Trump. I don't trust Biden. I'll trust Trump more than Biden. I'll say that. But I don't trust the government. Red, blue, left, right. We need less government. You raise up our taxes and tax the hell out of us. For what? For this nonsense? I apologize, but I'm against this. Alright? And I guarantee you, this same area voted blue no matter who in the last election. Even though more than half of Californians did voted red in the 2024 elections. But let's see what happened in 2026. Excuse me. For the Senate race. Let's see what happened in 2028 for the presidential race. Are they gonna do that, or are they gonna just vote blue no matter who? I don't get it. It's so stupid. It's so weird. Wake up. You are your own. As I said before, when we had the hurricanes in North Carolina, you are your first police, your first ambulance, your first doctor, your first protector. You are that person first before anybody come and help you, because it's always a way. So, all right, I am I am for family, no matter what race, color, what it is. I am for family, a man and a woman, children. All right, you want to have a civil union between a woman and woman, a man and a man, go ahead. But as the numbers come to find out, women who are with women have more domestic violence than men and women and men and men. Funny how that works, right? I am for natural order. I am for biblical teachings. I am for common sense thinking, simple sense, as my friend Trip would say. That he understand what I say, but he know what I mean. Simple sense thinking. That's what I'm for. I'm for keeping more money in my pocket so I can just spend it the way I want to spend it. And not the government taking it and giving it to whoever they want to do crap. I don't. I'm not for that. Alright? So with that said, we're going to be pushing on. Like I say, it won't be in January. I think in February we're going to start doing the every Thursday we're gonna do the single topic stuff, and not like you see that. You saw that was a round. We did spend on one topic, but we kind of like a round robin of stuff. But hey, we'll do that. Hopefully everybody's doing all right with this storm. My heart goes out for everybody in LA who lost their homes and their businesses. It sucks. Say this for the people in Hawaii who still ain't got no damn responses, and the people in North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, and West Virginia who also lost their stuff. Again, those are natural disasters, but the government made it way more worse than it needs to be, including people down in Florida for stuff. But yeah, all right. Like I said, I'm for family. I'm not for we need more black people this, but white people that. No, I'm for the best, the brightest, the strongest, the smartest to do the job. You hire you, do the job, be the most capable person. Okay. Remember, I always say, evil comes in all shapes, size, color, creed, height, nationality, location. Evil's evil. I am for good and good only. I don't care for no evil stuff. That's for sure. All right. And just as you saw what I just stated right there, take care of yourself, then take care of your family, then take care of your neighbors, and that's how you build a better community. And last but not least, what I always say, when I say this, remember, people, a stupid individual is smart. Be that smart individual. This is your boy Tank for Project Open Bike. Again, remember, check us out. Join us every Thursday around 8 in the 8 o'clock hour. I'll try to be a better on time this year, between 8 and 8:30 as the start time. But thank you for joining me. Give me a time and ears, and we'll catch you next time. Be safe out there. Take care of yourself. God bless, and I'll catch you next time.